News every 15 minutes, weather every 10, and sports twice an hour.
Newstalk KGVO, AM 1290 and 98.3 FM.
You're listening to Montana Morning with Peter Christian.
Home at last. Home at last. Good morning, everyone. Montana Morning for Monday, August 28th, 2017. Right now we have smoky haze in western Montana, 48 degrees in Missoula, an air quality alert. Unhealthy for sensitive groups here in Missoula. The air quality hotline says Hamilton and Lincoln are unhealthy. Seeley Lake is still hazardous at this time. Our newscast sponsored by Dig It Excavating, bringing 30 years of excellence to every job. For all your excavation needs, call 214-4292. Of course, first day of school for MCPS students. We'll get to that later on in our newscast. Ravalli County residents who had been evacuated due to the Lolo Peak fire have all been allowed to return home, according to a very happy and relieved Sheriff Steve Holton, who spoke to me on Saturday.
The really good news today is we were able to reevaluate with Greg Conson's Unified Command Team and let everybody that we had evacuated back into their homes on a warning status still. But that's the great news. That's actually a little bit earlier than we expected it to happen.
Holton said the residents of Ravalli County are well used to fires in the summer, and they know the drill about evacuations, so there was a minimum of stress between the residents, firefighters, and Sheriff's Office personnel.
Emotions get tight, and we've had a few incidents, but nothing really bad or to speak of. By and large, our folks in Ravalli County understand fire, and they understand the dangers of it. And, patience gets a little thin, but certainly I think our citizens have been outstanding and really supported us through this.
According to the Missoula County Sheriff's Office Facebook page, as of 6 o'clock Friday afternoon, all residents on Highway 12 have been downgraded to an evacuation warning. This includes the Elk Meadows and Mill Creek areas. While the Lolo Peak fire raged, threatening homes as it expanded, another valuable resource most people don't know about was in great danger. A grove of extremely rare trees is in an area that appears to have been engulfed by the flames up on Carlton Ridge. Here's forester Professor Peter Kolb.
It is, to my knowledge, the largest patch of what we call old-growth subalpine larch. Subalpine larch is an uncommon species that we find in the rocky crags up in the mountains, up high. It's a species of concern because as our climate warms, like it has been in the last 20, 30 years, this species doesn't do so well anymore because its niches are these cold areas.
The size and age of the subalpine larch grove is part of what makes it so rare. The trees here are thought to be over 300 years old. The fire may have helped the subalpine larch or destroyed it. Kolb said the intensity of the fire will be the determining factor.
After a fire burns through, you get a pulse of nutrients, particularly nitrogen, that larch really likes. Fire tends to enhance larch presence on the landscape. Alternatively, if that fire ripped through that stand as an intense fire fueled by the other trees around it, because larch is not super flammable, and it actually burned them so hot that it killed them, then it's a loss of a very important resource.
Kolb said that often a rare grove of trees like this will lead to some preventive thinning of other trees around the perimeter of the protected grove, but that did not happen on Lolo Peak. Missoula County Attorney Kirsten Pabst and her staff dealt with what could be a record number of felonies last week, 41, including double homicide, kidnapping, and child sexual abuse.
The violent crimes included 2 new strangulation cases, assault on a minor, 2 assault with a weapon cases, 1 involving a drinking glass as the alleged weapon, 2 deliberate homicide cases, 2 sex cases, sexual intercourse without consent, and sexual abuse of children, 4 aggravated burglary cases, and 2 assaults, 1 involving a fight that occurred in a bar.
Pabst also answered the question of why certain individuals charged with serious crimes are freed and then they reoffend.
There have been several instances in the past year where we've asked for an incarceration sentence, and the judge has disagreed with us and given something more lenient. There are other situations where the person, by all objective standards, isn't deemed a risk to reoffend, and yet they do.
Pabst pointed out the double homicide case in which Tiffany Pierce and Augusta Standing Rock were arrested and held on $2 million bail, that no further information could be disclosed to ensure that the investigation can proceed to the point where a successful prosecution can be presented at trial. A Montana County attorney said he will not release a mugshot of Republican Congressman Greg Gianforte taken Friday when he was booked and fingerprinted after pleading guilty to assaulting a reporter in May. County Attorney Marty Lambert said he asked the state attorney general for an opinion on whether mugshots should be considered confidential criminal justice information. Lambert says Attorney General Tim Fox declined to issue an opinion. Travis Hall, Gianforte's communications director, said Gianforte has fulfilled the terms of his settlement in the case, which included 40 hours of community service, 20 hours of anger management counseling, and a $50,000 donation to the Committee to Protect Journalists. Hall said Gianforte is focused now on serving the people of Montana. University of Montana Faculty Association Union filed an official grievance against the administration over the firing of lecturers. Faculty Association President Paul Habers said Friday the UM administration failed to give the proper amount of notice to the lecturers when they notified them that their contracts would not be renewed.
In the 2017-2018 year that we're about ready to enter into here, a semester notice would have required the university to have sent them a letter before the start of spring 2017. So it'd be one semester before the intent not to rehire.
Habers said interim President Sheila Stearns has acknowledged receiving the grievance, which will be handled according to the collective bargaining agreement with the administration.
The president has 10 days to get with me as the person who filed the grievance, see if we can work it out. If it can't, it gets kicked up the chain into an arbitration process, which will result ultimately in a binding arbitration of which there is no appeal.
UM spokeswoman Paula Short told KGVO News August 15th that notices went out to all 34 lecturers as part of the continuing effort to bring personnel costs in line with enrollment. Well, you know what today is, don't you?
School day, school day.
Oh, yeah. Today's the first day of school for the Missoula County Public School System. According to their website, Missoula County Public Schools serves area students through 9 elementary schools, 3 middle schools, and 4 high schools, 3 in Missoula, 1 in Seeley Lake. The district also operates an alternative high school program, Willard High School, early learning preschool program at Jefferson Center, and an adult education program at the Lifelong Learning Center. For bus schedules, you can visit the Beach Transportation website and plug in your location at school. You can find that link on our website this morning at newstalkkgvo.com. Go get them, kids. A lot of you have new schools to go to, which is very cool. News Talk time is 6:12.
News Talk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
Smoky sunshine today with high temperatures. Most areas will top out in the upper 80s and low 90s with winds out of the west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Smoke tonight, low temperatures in the mid-50s. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster for Missoula's KECI 13.